DJDUBL.
It's DJDUBL here, and today I've got big boy Skrapz, the one and only, in the building.
Yo.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Yes, bro. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for passing through, man. So you just got another year old. You just celebrated your birthday, right?
Yeah, just the other day, Saturday the 11th.
How'd you celebrate?
Flew out to Amsterdam. There was a little dance out there, so I flew out there with a couple of the boys, you know.
Yes.
Yeah,
Proper holiday stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, actually, I don't know if you're going to remember this. Our first interaction was on Twitter. And it was probably about 3 years ago. You must have tweeted the station.
Yeah.
And I just happened to see it because I was on air at the time.
What was that?
And you mentioned about how this is a Harlesden station.
Yeah.
And why doesn't it play like Harlesden-based artists?
Yeah.
So obviously I was on there, so I picked it up and we just had a brief conversation about it. You're at a point now where radio literally cannot ignore you. You know what I mean? Whether it's Harlesden and it's a local thing or whether it's a national station, like you're getting played on radio, bruv. Is that a good feeling for you now?
Yeah, nah, definitely. Like the love's there now still. It could still be like the mainstreams, I don't know, they're a bit funny, like, but yeah, it feels good, innit? Like even when I'm just driving, sometimes I could just jump into my car, randomly put on the radio and I just hear one of my songs, innit? And yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah,
Do you care about radio? Because your online presence, like you can drop a video and get hundreds of thousands of views in a day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you can hit the numbers.
Yeah.
Your social media's popping as well. Obviously your streaming's doing well.
Yeah.
Is radio relevant to you now?
In regards to like when I make my music, like radio's not in my mind then. Like I don't ever make music like for the radio, intentionally for the radio. Like if I'm making a project like an album, I might have 1 or 2 tracks what could play on the radio, like if the radio did decide to, you know what I mean? But as far as like basing my music like intentionally for the radio, nah, so yeah, nah, not really still. Like I don't really, like you said, innit, like the internet, the views or whatever, and the streets, when I bump into people on the roads or whatever, I see the love in it, so I know what it is without the radio playing my stuff in it.
Yeah, they let you know.
Yeah. So I know it's getting played in the street, even if it ain't getting played on the radio. It's getting played on the streets. It's in people's cars regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're at a point now with the UK industry where literally like artists are headlining festivals now. They're getting flown all over Europe to do shows all over the country, and artists are from club shows now making a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it hasn't always been that way.
No.
And obviously you're an artist that has been there from early doors, laying in the foundation with the mixtapes. And I mean, like what, probably you've been recording for what, 15 years now, maybe more?
Yeah, you could say, yeah. It's definitely close to 15, if not 15, yeah.
Exactly. So you've been doing it when it wasn't popular and it wasn't popping, and before all of this success was happening, but you stayed on it and you stayed putting the graft in. Was there ever a time where you just thought, I'm not going to bother anymore, like, let me give up?
If I keep it 100, yeah, not let me give up as much, but just like, yeah, I'm not going to bother with it. But it was like temporary. It wasn't something like I said, forget this permanently. It was just like, cool, let me just focus on other things for now. And that was mainly due to like just things like obstacles and that getting in the way, and authorities and that trying to slow man down. So yeah, sometimes it gets disheartened. Like when I got a plan, example, drop an album and then go on tour with it or do shows or whatever. Once they start getting shut down, like my plan's gone a bit, you know what I mean? So yeah, I just started focusing on other things, man.
In terms of like your back catalogue and the albums that you've already done, the mixtapes you've done, what's been your favourite project to put out so far?
It's gonna sound like obviously because this one's out, but it is actually this one. Like I like all of my projects. There's one what I'm not too happy with, but it's out there. So
which one?
It's Shutdown Season, but
okay.
that's only just due to the fact.
Right?
Nah, it was me again. It was after so what happened is I released Skrapz Is Back.
Yeah.
Part 1, you can call it, and then in the process of making this Shutdown Season, that's when I went away. So I didn't complete it, but the man them what I had outside, like they done things to put it together. Like people was jumping on unfinished tracks and all of that to help me complete it.
Right.
But I wasn't happy with my side of things. Like you see me when I'm making a project, I could lay down about 5 tracks and then 3 weeks down the line, I'll say, nah, I ain't feeling them. They don't make the cut or whatever, innit? So that would have happened with a lot of tracks on that mixtape, but I never had the power to change nothing because of where I was.
Right.
And it got released. Like, so that was the only one where I never got to like sign it off properly. Like, yeah, this is cool to go out. But the man them done their thing. I'm grateful. Shout out the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the only one. But apart from that, everything else was kind of on point. 80s Baby as well. That one's special to me as well. Just cause the beats, what was used, it brings back memories, innit? You feel me?
You know what? It's mad because when I heard 80s Baby, I'm an 80s baby as well.
Yeah.
I think we're probably around the same age.
Yeah.
And I grew up on that same music.
That's what I'm trying to say.
And it's exactly like you say. When I was listening to those beats, they were bringing back set memories, bro. And I think, if I was to make a mixtape like that, they are the beats I would have chosen. There's only one thing I'd say was missing from 80s Baby. A Big L instrumental.
A Big L. Do you know what? That's what I'm saying. With that whole concept and that catalogue so big, that's why I was gonna do a volume 2, innit? And we gotta remember as well, a lot of beats are hard to access.
Yeah.
And now it's just got even harder now with all of this Tidal and whatever's going on.
Yeah.
So people have taken their actual instrumentals off the net. So a lot of tracks weren't available, but there's so many I could name what didn't make it onto that, but I plan to get them onto volume 2 if I can get everything I need, innit? Like all the
I've got an extensive vinyl collection, man. So
let's talk. Let's put a list together. That's what I need.
Start ripping from the vinyls.
Yeah.
Sick. You dropped Skrapz Back, and then obviously a situation came up where you went to jail for a couple of years.
Yeah.
What was your mindset at that time? Because obviously you drop a project, your name starts popping, and then you can't do anything with the music because you're away.
Like, it's kind of like, I was thinking, like, is it done kind of thing? Because I was away for like 2.5 years, innit? So for me to just jump off a campaign and get a little buzz and then disappear, it's like, you know the saying, out of mind or out of sight, out of mind, whatever they say. So it was like, I was just thinking, are they going to forget about man kind of thing? And am I going to have to start the groundwork all over again? But then what was happening is, like, closer to the end of my sentence, I started getting access to like CDs and I was able to hear what was going on outside, innit? And like, I just knew what I was capable of, innit? So I just knew that I would fit back in nicely.
Yeah.
That's when I started working on the part 2. So it's like, I went through the motions kind of thing. Early in my sentence, I was like, I gotta kind of just think of another plan kind of thing. Like I can't swear, but I messed up kind of thing, innit? And then like midway through my sentence, I'm saying, nah, you know what? Like I could, you know what I mean? I could bring it back. And then towards the end of my sentence is when I started hearing what was going on in this scene. And then I said, yeah, man, I'm good to go.
When you're in jail, when you're in that sort of environment, do you find it, or did you find it difficult to come up with stuff to write? Because I know you made Skrapz Back Part 2.
Yeah.
So you went to a DCAT, right? And then you had day release. So you were coming out, which I love that, by the way, the fact that you were coming out and getting straight back to it.
Yeah, no.
But obviously you had to come up with the material. So when you're inside, did you find it difficult to write those rhymes?
So what happened is, like I'm saying, I was going through the motion. So early in my sentence, I used to try it. Like sometimes, just to kill time, I try to pick up a pen and that. But it's like, I always said to myself, I never want to make a mixtape just based on jail or just chatting about stories in jail and all of that. Like, that's depressing if you ask me, innit?
Yeah, I agree.
So what I said is that because as well, like all I do in my music's reality, innit? It's my life. I'm just putting it into a song. So I said to myself, I'm not gonna write nothing, innit? Like for now, otherwise it's gonna be based on jail because this is where I'm at right now. So I waited, innit? And then, like, obviously you don't know that you're going to get DCAT, but I ended up with a DCAT, which means I can come out once a month, and on weekends, certain weekends, I can come out. And then I got back into, like, little day-to-day routines. I started doing things. And then once you're, like, living again, because in jail, your life's on pause, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, your outside life's just on pause. And then when you hit the road, you press play again, innit? So yeah, once everything was active again, I was able to write. I had material, I had things to write about, you know what I mean? And then it just went like that. But yeah, I couldn't write. I chose not to write during my sentence just so my material weren't based on prison.
Right. Am I right that you met Gigs when you were in jail?
Yeah. I met Gigs early in my sentence in Belmarsh. He just got remanded for something. I was still on remand at the time. But it's like, because of like all the attention what he used to get, obviously he was big by them times. So just day to day walking around and church and all of that, everyone's on him. Not like mad, because obviously it's bare goons in there as well. So everyone's keeping their composure. But I would just give him the nod, innit? Like, yeah, I'll just hail him up when I see him. But I weren't on to him or nothing like that. And then one time, like, there's some course I was doing bricklay and he was doing something else, and we end up like finishing. When my course done, I was walking down the corridor and he was waiting for a man, and I've held him up again as I'm walking, and then he's saying to me, yo, I swear you rap. And I was kind of like, yo, you get me? Because I wouldn't have thought that he had heard of me. But what happened is I done a song with his brethren, Killer Kai. Yeah, so he said one time they was going to a show and Kai played the track. And then from there, he just started checking out my stuff, and he was feeling it, innit? So yeah, we just started talking from there. Anytime we bumped into each other, it was love from there. And then when I got to the DCAT, he was out. He bust his case, he land road, and he started doing his thing again. So when I got to the DCAT, like, I had access to the social medias and all of that. So I've hit him up on Twitter. I had a mad beat, everything, like, and I just had him in mind, innit? But I weren't sure if he was gonna come through or not. But I just hit him up because it was cool. Like, in there we was cool, innit? So I'm saying, yo, I hit him up and it was love, innit? He's saying, yeah, send over the beat, man, we'll handle it. And that was well connected on Skrapz's Back Part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of went off as well, but it was just like a street kind of anthem. It never really, there weren't no visuals or nothing to it either, but it done its thing on the roads. And then, yeah, later down the line, he hit me up for something on his tape, Straight Merkin. And then on the bounce back off that, it was Round Here for my album.
The End of the Beginning.
Yeah, I think that one had the most impact. Round Here. We done a video for that as well.
Yeah, it's hard hitting, man. I was surprised to not hear him on the new album.
Yeah, do you know what? That was me just, like, I just see it as he's busy right now kind of thing, innit? Like, I see it. Everyone can see that he's busy right now, so I'm not going to draw him out of his zone. Even though it's nothing, like, it wouldn't be an issue, I don't think. But I could just see he's in a different kind of zone right now, innit? So, yeah, man, I'm just leaving
Just let it happen when it happens.
Yeah,
I rate that, though. Something I really respect about you, I've heard you talk before, I think it was after you dropped Skrapz Back. You said that you got a lot of feedback from fans.
Yeah.
It may have been a different project, correct me if I'm wrong. But what you said was that a lot of them said that it was hard to digest, like it was very raw, because it was a raw tape, talking a lot of crud on there, you know, which people said to you, like, this is hard, but it's hard, do you know what I mean?
It's
and you
hard,
kind of...
It's hard to listen to, they used to say.
Yeah, exactly. So you kind of took that in and altered some of your content and kind of made it more relatable to certain people and easier listening, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I like that. That's something, see what you've done there, taking like customer feedback and altered the product. Like, that's something real businesses actually do.
Yeah.
Was that your mindset behind changing your style, or was it kind of just common sense?
It's a bit of both. Like, you see, my mentality and the whole music thing, it came from somewhere, innit? Like, my lifestyle. Like, so in the life that I live, like, you apply certain methods into same thing, like you said, like the customer thing, what you said. If you've got a product and customers, they like the product, but they're just saying, yo, it just needs a bit more of this, or you just need to take out a bit more of that, and then it's good to go. Like, you take that in it, and then on the next time round, you try give it to them like that and see how they like it, innit? And then, yeah, it's just trial and error. Not trial and error as such, but you just got to
adapt and evolve, innit?
Yeah.
I like it. What's your label situation now? Still like fully independent?
Yeah, still fully independent. Got a little marketing and distribution thing set up, and that's about it.
Was that One and Only?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah, One and Only Records, yeah.
I like it.
Yes,
I like it, bruv.
Yeah,
Are you ever in a point like, do you want to be signed? Are you interested in being signed to a major? Because you've got your momentum, you've got your fan base, you've got your distribution set up. Like,
yeah, you see how
everything's moving.
Yeah, how exactly like you said, innit? Everything's moving. And to me, like, not to dishearten anyone or try and sway anyone from what they're doing, but for me personally, like, I don't think like the labels are required as much as they were before, just due to like the whole social media and all of that, like all of the apps what you got to be able to promote yourself. There's not much left for them to do, innit? Especially if like you're alright money wise as well, and you can do certain things yourself without relying on people. Then yeah, you're kind of good to go without them. But everybody's different. Like, some people might not tick all the boxes. Like, they might be good at rapping, but they don't have the money to put out their videos or whatever.
Precisely.
So it's like, it's different for everyone, innit? But me personally, I feel like I'm alright. But I can't ever say no, like I'll never sign, because the label might come at me with something crazy where it would be dumb not to sign, innit? But for now, I'm good. I know what I'm doing, so I'm just getting on with it, man.
We've got this like vicious cycle that happens in like our scene with artists. Giggs has been through it. I know you've been through it, and you might even still be going through it to this point. Like, after you dropped the End of the Beginning, the whole tour was shut down.
Yeah.
Authorities wouldn't allow you to do shows. The vicious cycle is that when there's artists such as yourself, like, you have a position where you can really make legitimate money through music and shows, move away from any other situations, but then you're not allowed to.
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy.
Is there a way that this cycle can get broken?
I don't have the answer to that, bro. I hope there is. Like, I really hope there is, because like, man's genuinely trying to turn things around, like, change man's life, innit? You get me? But it's like, exactly like you said, they're not allowing it to happen. But it don't even make sense, because that's not a crime. Me doing the show's not a crime. I'm not committing a crime.
No.
That's preventing me. I promise you, that's preventing me from committing crime. Because why is anybody gonna need to commit crime if they're gaining income doing whatever they're doing? So it's like, it's silly. Like, the logic to it don't even make sense.
Yeah.
You're stopping someone from making legitimate money. So then what do you want them to
Taxable money
do?
as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm registered, I'm self-employed.
Yeah.
So it's like, they're stopping me from earning a living. Like, I got mouths to feed and all of that. It don't make sense. I can't see the logic in it. I don't get it. There's nothing that's happened at any of my previous shows for them to say, this has happened, that's why you can't do a show, or XYZ. It's just nonsense, man. It's nonsense.
The 696 form got banned last week. Like, they took it out now. Do you think it's going to make a difference? Like, really?
Do you know what? You see, the day that, like, that tweet or whatever was flying around, I saw it and I got gassed in it. I posted it and all of that. I was saying, yeah, I could do shows. But then when I checked it properly, I feel like, I don't know if that's really going to make a big difference, because what was happening to me, the authorities, it didn't even get to that whole 696 thing. It was just, the authorities was just hearing I was in a club, approaching the club and shutting it down, 696 or not. So I don't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I got caught up in the hype on the day, but when I was checking it proper.
That's how I felt, man. I mean, I saw a lot of people posting it. I just thought, I don't know if it's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
6-7 got their whole tour shut down before the 696 was even printed off. Do you know what I mean? Let alone filled in.
This is what I'm trying
Same
to
way
say.
with gigs back in the day. Like, it's mad. What is the hardest thing about being Skrapz? in terms of industry, music?
Yeah, you know what? My weakness is just focusing on music strictly. Like, I always get sidetracked. That's why, like, my music hasn't been so consistent in the past. Because I always get sidetracked, or I'm quick to just say, blow it, boom, back to whatever else I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, like, making money and all of that is part of man's life, innit? So, like I said, if something ain't working, or if the plan goes left a bit, I think I said it on a previous interview, but yeah, if something ain't working, or if the plan ain't going to plan, I can just adjust quickly and just focus on something else, innit? So that's what was happening a lot with music. Like, when my shows and that are getting shut down, I just adjust and just put my focus into something else, innit? So that's all that I would say is kind of hard, just making the transition fully making the transition. But it's these guys what's making it hard for me, the authorities, innit? It don't make sense, but
Is it what you want to do?
yeah, definitely. I wouldn't do it if I didn't want to do it. But it's like, what I can see, what I want to achieve from it, it's like it's not fully in my hands, innit?
Mm-hmm.
You get me? Like, I would love to be touring all over England, all over the UK, all over Europe. But am I allowed to? That's the question, you feel me? But yeah, we'll see how it goes, man.
So the album, Different Cloth,
Yeah.
you've obviously said it's your favourite piece of work that you put out now,
Mm-hmm.
which I would actually, like I said earlier, excuse me, I really enjoyed 80s Baby, but I would agree with you with Different Cloth. Like, the way you've transitioned as an artist, and just in terms of the quality and the structure, and do you know what I mean? Everything, even the production, everything about this project is right.
Brother.
I really liked it. Do you approach making albums and making mixtapes differently?
Yeah, like, I feel like a mixtape I can be more free. Like, I could just go in and kind of, you could just freestyle on tracks. You don't have to have hooks. You know what I mean? You could just be a bit more raw. But with an album, you gotta just structure things a bit differently, and like, you gotta bear in mind, not everyone might not like this kind of style. So you have to just have a bit of kind of, not a bit of everything, but, you know, just like try and cater for everybody as best as you can. With a mixtape, I just let loose in it. I just do me. I'm free. I could just rap about what I want, say what I want. But album's more structured, innit?
Yeah. Did you have any expectations when you dropped this album, like in terms of streaming numbers or sales figures? Did you have a number in your head?
Nah, try not to do that, because, like, that's when things can, like, it can change things, innit? Like, it can affect how you feel about things and all of that. Like, if I set my aim too high and it didn't reach that, I might say to myself, yo, this is long or whatever. Like, I'm kind of like that. So it's better I don't have no kind of no expectations. Obviously, I expected it to do well, and it done well. Like, the feedback's been all good. But as far as, like, the numbers and industry and all of that, like, I try not to watch that too tough still.
Just feed the fans.
Yeah. That's just what it is, man. That's what it's been so far, and I got to where I got to. So, like, I've never been a man. I was doing this from before streaming and all of that, innit? So, I've never been a man to really watch all of that.
Yeah. Can't Give the Game Up was I really like that. It kind of reminded me of like an old school West Coast joint.
Yeah.
Like the sounds in it and stuff. Is that what you were going for with that?
Yeah, do you know a man sent me that? Shout out Papes on production. A man sent me that, and that's exactly what I heard straight away when I got the instrumental. But I grew on West Coast music, innit? Like, that's what I came up on. A lot of people was East Coast, but I was West Coast, like, in my teenage years. So, like, once I heard that vibe, yeah, that was it straight away, West Coast. And then, yeah, the rest is history, man. But that's one of my favourites on the album, though.
Yeah. Yeah. High Spec's a good one.
Yeah, High
with
Spec.
Chip. So that's going to be the next single as well, right?
Yeah, that's the next single. Video's out there already. I think it just touched 1 mil today.
Congratulations, bro.
Yeah, nice.
You'll be getting that plaque.
Yeah,
milli
I
plaque.
don't even get that. That's on my own channel.
Oh, it's on your own one as well.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. You only get them on
the other platforms. Yeah. But on your own channel, that's dope as well, man.
Yeah.
Getting them numbers in. Why did you pick Chip for that song?
It kind of happened like he wanted me on a track, one of his tracks. And then when I heard the beat, like the beat was mad in it, and I was still in the process of making my album. So I asked him, I inquired about the producers and that, and he said he was going to make the link between me and the producers. But on his next session with them, he had that beat, like he heard that beat there or something, and he sent it to me like, yo, this is you. And I told him I want a hook, like, yo, slap a hook on there. And then what ended up happening is we just linked up, and then it just went from there. He just had the vibes in the studio, and he just set it off. And it just went like that.
When you're recording with someone like Chip, because like in terms of lyricism, he's definitely up there.
Man. Yeah, 100.
Does it put you on your toes at all? Does it like
100,
bring out
100.
the best scraps in you? Like
100. Let me tell you how that went. Even I ain't told this story, but on the day when we was in the studio making that, I just released a video, Not Like Me. But that was like the first video that I was dropping on my own channel, innit? So I was just like, earlier on in the interview, I was saying I don't watch the views and all of that. But all I wanted to see is that, because I just came off the major platforms onto my own channel.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to see if like the numbers was the same, or if the platforms was the reason why I was getting all them views and all that. So while he was in his zone, doing his thing, mashing up the beat, I was kept looking on my phone at the views. I was trying to write the lyrics, but I was just more focused on the video. So he laid down his 16 and the hook, and I was still writing, but it was getting late. Like, we was in the studio for hours. So I had like about 8 bar or whatever, but I weren't too happy with it, especially after what he just done as well. He laid down his verse, innit? He just done the mad thing. So I said, all right, cool. I'm going to cut out, we take it, and then we just book. But I wanted to book the next session like the next day, or just so it's still fresh and I don't take too long. If I took long with it, then it ain't fair, innit? It's like I've sat down and, you know what I mean? So man wanted to get the next session in ASAP. I think I got it like the next couple of days. I went to link him at his studio. Yeah. But I was ready. I would use his engineer, JC, and we just made it happen like that. And then... I laid down the verse on that track, what he wanted me to remix as well, but he hasn't released that yet, so I don't want to say what track it is. But yeah, Chip's hard, man. Chip's hard. He definitely had me on my toes. 100.
That's sick, bro. How long did the album take to put together?
Yeah, this goes back to the focusing thing again. Like, the album started kind of... I was back in the studio after that whole little break from end of the beginning. Like, let's say late 2016, I was back in the studio. But I never said to myself, I'm making an album. At first, I was saying I'm going to do 80s Baby Volume 2. And then it's like I couldn't access the beats. And then I was just in the studio making tracks. I was trying to like find the right track to come with just a video. I just wanted to do a video with the right track. So I was laying down tracks, but nothing never had that vibe that, I'm back kind of thing, innit? So I was just carrying on working and getting sidetracked and then back into it. And then it's like my management during like early this year, like I set up, like I got a management team and all of that. And then we just started structuring things properly, innit? Like putting dates on things, deadlines, all these kind of things, innit? And so once that happened, it was just like, let's get busy kind of thing. So I would say all in all, the actual process, it took like 3 months of just straight studio, back to back, working hard. Yeah, about 3 months. But the first track, I laid that down like about a year ago, or maybe the start of this year.
Which one was that? Not Like Me?
Nah, it wasn't, What was the first track I laid down? It could all be Can't Give the Game Up or one of them. It's one of them that's just in the middle of the album somewhere. But it wasn't intended to be like an album track. I was just making music at that time, innit?
Sometimes that's the best way, though.
Yeah. definitely.
Different Cloth is a dope name for it, but did you play with any other names? Did you have anything else that you thought of calling it first?
Yeah, I had some joke names that people weren't feeling. Like I always like get the opinion of my friends around me and all of that in it always before I make moves and that. Even though like the final decision will be mine, I always like to hear people's opinions. So I came with, I think it was either TBA or TBC, like to be announced or to be. I can't remember which one. But when I was saying it on the block, everyone's just laughing. Like, we on kind of thing.
It's that brutal honesty, bruv, just cutting you right down.
So that went out the window, and then I sat with it for a bit. I said to myself, it's gonna come. There's no way I can think of all these bars and I can't think of a title for the album, innit? So I just chilled for a bit. And then closer towards the end of it, it just popped up. I think I said it in, there's a track. I titled the track Different Cloth. But that weren't the title of it first. But in one of the lyrics, I'm saying I'm cut from a different kind of cloth with a different kind of blade. Yeah, so that just stuck in it and said, yeah, man, different cloth.
Yeah, not the type of cloth that any tailor's ever made. So hard line, bro. Hard. Yeah, man. You seem very family orientated as well. You mentioned family. I mean, throughout your catalogue you have, but you mentioned your daughters in the album. You mentioned actual family and stuff. Do you find it difficult balancing being a family man and being a dad with doing the music stuff as well? Because music's a full-time job, bruv. Regardless of anything else, like music, you have to stay on it.
Yeah, no, definitely. What it is, like, I got like a big family unit and friends that help me anytime. Like, say like if I'm with my daughters, but I've got something to do, like I might have to be in the studio or something. Like, I got family members that could just watch them for me for a few hours while I do my thing and that. So it's all right, man. Like, we get through it. It makes things, it is a lot harder. Like, my days are active, innit? Fully active. I don't really get time to just chill and just relax, but I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
For now, I'm cool with being active.
It's working for a greater cause.
Yeah, 100.
Does your mum ever listen to your music?
Yeah, do you know what? It's funny that, because like at first she was on to me, like, what's this, what you doing kind of thing. But then as time goes on, every project, and then she sees the love in that as well. Like, say like if we're at a christening in somewhere far, like East London or we could all be out of London, and we could just be on the main road, and then someone will come up to me and approach me or something like that. So when she sees all them little things, it's like, yeah, she could see what's happening in it. She hears my little radio interviews and all of that. Like, as far as the content, she always just tells me, try to calm it down a little bit. Just through she knows, like, I got all my little nieces and nephews and all of that what listen and that. But I always say to her, my music's not really intended for them, innit?
A different audience.
Yeah, so like, I can't make music to cater for my niece and nephew, you know what I mean? But I get what she's saying though, but I can't really do nothing. All I say to her, like, it's not for you kind of thing.
Yeah. I get that though, because obviously you're catering and you're working in a certain market, catering to a certain demographic. But then there is always that importance of having like the positive message for especially you must feel that, especially as a dad, like as your daughters get older, how would you feel about them listening to your music and taking that on board?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I try as hard as I can not to glamorize certain things or not to make it look like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm just giving you me, innit? It's like my story kind of thing. But she likes what I'm doing, like, in a whole. She likes the fact, because she's seen like my whole life, and obviously she's been there. So she's seen the good parts and the bad parts, the ups and the downs. And so she's glad that I'm doing this, innit, because it's definitely for the better, innit?
Definitely, man. In the Morning featuring Daneo.
Yeah. You
two always work very well together. I've never heard a song that you two have done together that I've disliked.
Yes,
but this one's like a different vibe.
Yeah.
It's almost like, it's like a dancehall vibe.
Yeah, do you know, that was weird as well. Like, he sent that to me, not thinking that I would even be on it. He was like, yo, I got this beat. I don't know why. Like, he's saying he can keep hearing me on it. He don't know why. But he's saying he don't think. He's already trying to put me off the chat before he's even sent it. And then when I've heard it, like me, I keep it, like, I don't see like a song like that, even though he's singing or whatever he's saying. If I can relate to it, that's my lifestyle, innit? So if it's something I can relate to, I'll work with it, innit? Whether he's singing or what. Like, I'm not just hardcore. The beat ain't just got to be hardcore and grease all the time. It's just real life, innit? Stuff that people go through day to day. So when he sent it, the hook was on it, innit? And so, like, I've been in that same situation where I've had to explain exactly what he's saying in the hook. Like, I'll be back in the morning, I'm just going to do my thing during the night. You know what I mean? But just don't worry, man's good kind of thing. So when I heard it, it was like, yeah, man, this makes sense. I just had to do my thing on it. But yeah, it has got that dancehall kind of vibe. Like, the beat's simple, but it's effective, innit?
Yeah. Gets the girls going in the clubs, man. Definitely. I've tried and tested it, and it's nice working, bro. So get it definitely in the PAs, man. You 100. Get the girls up on stage.
Nice one,
who would be your ultimate collaboration? Like, dead or alive, who would you most like to do a song with?
Dead or alive, I would say Biggie, man.
Biggie?
Yeah.
That's interesting, even though you said you're a West Coast fan. I thought you would have at least chosen Tupac.
Nah, that's funny. Between Biggie and Tupac, when I say West Coast, I don't even mean Tupac. I mean deeper than that, like Sebo and Killer Tay and
right.
and all of that. Yeah.
The far west, the wild west.
The Bay Area and all of that.
Yeah.
But Tupac was hard, don't get me wrong, but it's like, even if you listen to my music, I'm more like of a flows man, innit? Than the whole political standing for all of that. But Tupac's hard. No one can't say Tupac ain't hard. But just for me personally, it was Biggie, innit? Like, I liked how he just approached beats and his whole little swagger and all of that. Biggie, Jada, like the West Coast rappers, to me, like, they're not like legendary rappers like that. They're just hard, innit? And I could relate to them. Like, what I was going through, it's like I could just relate to their music. But as far as, like, yeah, I would have to say Biggie still.
New York then, yeah. The fans are really calling out for like a Nines and Skrapz mixtape or album.
Yeah, I know. I hear it all the time.
Have you even had the conversation together? Like,
yeah,
because you two could just kill all the charts off.
Yeah, nah, definitely. And just knowing that alone's a good feeling, innit? And just holding on to that. Like, it's basically any time man's ready to shut everything down, we know that we can, innit? So yeah, it's only a matter of time. But yeah, literally everything's shut down when that drops, innit? So yeah,
so you guys have had the conversation then, at least?
Yeah, of course. Like, it's something that everyone talks about. Like, we could be in a room now and that's the topic, innit? Like, but it's just something we're not. It's gonna happen organically, innit? Kind of thing. Yeah, we're not gonna do it just because everyone's saying do it. Like, we're both focused on our own our own little missions right now. But yeah, 100% that will happen.
When you're done campaigning different cloth, man, get to work, bro. Get it in.
No, 100.
So 2018, what's the plan? You said obviously you've got management on board now. You're setting like schedules and structures. The album's out. What's next?
Hopefully tours, man. God willing, they let the kid tour, man. And yeah, you just see me about popping up on flyers and all of that. That's the plan for 2018, and in that process as well, making new material. But yeah, just mainly hopefully I can tour this album that I've just released. Please.
I hope so, bruv.
Yeah.
Sick. Skrapz, been a pleasure, man.
Been a pleasure. Thanks for having me, bro.
Thanks for passing through, dude. Skrapz, different cloth. It's out now. Go and grab it, man, because Skrapz is back.
Yeah.